streams. Thanks, Mrs. Thorne. There we go. Sorry, every time I share, my everything minimizes and I lose everything. There we go. Okay. Well, I guess, yeah, it's 6:33. I don't know if we'll get a few stragglers or not. Yeah, I don't know. I guess why don't we go ahead and get started, and if there's stragglers, they can just look at the notes afterwards. So welcome everybody. We're gonna, even though I'm sharing the meeting agenda, we're gonna skip around, and we'll move the principal's updates first, so Mrs. Burgess can not have to talk and drive.
Okay. So I wish there were more people here, but that's okay because I have things I want to say, but that's why there are notes, I suppose, and Sunday messages. So I'm sure you've seen there's been a number of positive cases that I've had to send home notes about, and students have been quarantined. I think part of that's the uptick of the holiday. And so just really reiterating in the messages I sent out, and I sent it out to staff too, just washing our hands, hand sanitizing, keeping our masks over our nose. I know I send it, and I appreciate everyone. I know we don't have to wear masks outside, and I know I say, please, please wear masks on school property. So I truly appreciate the community adhering to that, because I know it's not mandatory in the county, but I feel like sneezes can happen anytime outside, and when there's a big bunch of kids walking into a school building, it's just better to be safe than to be futurely sorry. So along those lines, two things I wanted to remind everyone is that when students are quarantined, unless the whole class is quarantined, which is highly unlikely given the information and the way the CDC has changed things, it's a quarantine. So it's the district providing instructions 2 blocks of time from 9:45 to 10:45, then there's a 15-minute break, and then 11 to 12:15. It's not the teacher teaching. And I sign each student up with their name, their teacher's name, their student ID, whether or not they receive any special services, and I sign them up for all the days that they're expected to be there. And materials are organized by the teacher. Our teachers have been amazing. Technically, they get 1 day to get all the materials together for the students, but they've been amazing at getting done with less than 1 day in most cases. And families and communicating even with me on the weekends, being able to pick it up for Monday so they don't miss a beat in terms of learning and instruction. So that said, we had 108 kids test today at school, which was awesome because that's the highest we've had in a while. I have capacity to touch 125, and some people have added their kids recently, which is great. And so along those lines, on Tuesday, we are actually going to have a vaccination clinic at our school. So that's awesome. So that'll be the first shot, and then the clinic organizer will facilitate the second shot for all the same students. So they'll be able to facilitate between 60 and 100 students being vaccinated between the hours of 4 p.m. and 7 p.m. next Tuesday after school in the gym. They wanted to start at 3:30, but that's dismissal time, and I don't see how we could possibly get people in while we're getting kids out. Like, I just think that that's not safe. So 4 o'clock to 7 o'clock in the gym, because it'll be cold. Families will come in, sign their kids in, and whatever the lead process is for the diagnostician to facilitate. That's just awesome. I'm hopeful we can get more kiddos started on the vaccination process since it will be available. The only thing I need, or a few things actually, was when they asked us to provide volunteers to help facilitate with traffic, like both with parking as well as like the line in the building to the gym. And they also asked us to provide water and snacks. And so there's not like a budgetary line item at the school for that, nor do I have volunteers. So I probably only need like 4 or 5 people to volunteer. I'm going to try to stay the whole time. So that's one less person that we need. But I will be putting out a plug for volunteers for next Tuesday, and I know it's short notice. If parents have to sign up, there are no walk-in appointments at all. It's all sign up. Unfortunately, they'll be turned away if they didn't sign up.
Is that, sorry, I might have missed it. Is it just the 5 to 11 range, or is that the
yes,
clinic?
It is just 5. Yeah, sorry.
Same as the Sunday clinics, right?
Yeah, so it's ages 5 to 11. I think this morning I sent out a information about some other schools that are doing clinics this weekend.
Yeah.
K probably being the closest, or Clemente was on there, so that's close too. So the good news about that is it's falling on the sort of ahead of our vaccination. So if people don't get a sign up spot for any of those schools, then hopefully they'll be encouraged to go there, since I sent that out today, and then some leftovers for our kiddos on Tuesday. So I'm only sending it to our community. It's not like I'm sending it to the world. So hopefully, I'm sure it'll get filled up, much like the Gaylord tickets. So that's another note. It was so awesome. I wasn't expecting that. I got a stack of 75 free coupons, and it's expensive to go there. And I put the sign up out. And it's funny, it didn't work at first because I had to give freedoms to for some reason it didn't work with people that weren't signed into Google, and people were trying to log in on their phones. So I had to open it up to all internet like servers or something. So I did that, and I'm not even kidding. In 5 minutes, I had 56 people, and almost all 56 were asking for 3 tickets. So I couldn't even fulfill all their requests. But I'm hopeful that the families that went had a really good time, and hopefully if the Gaylord was seeing all of those free tickets between now and the 17th, they'll continue the partnership with us, which will be great. So I don't know. I guess my ask would be, maybe when I send out the thing for the volunteers, maybe I should just put on there, volunteer to bring snacks, volunteer to drop off snacks, volunteer to drop off water.
Yeah. Because whatever you send out, I'll, plop on the Facebook page too. I did that with the, the clinic email, the Sunday clinic, what you sent.
Oh, awesome. And then, okay, so then the next layer of that is if a student is fully vaccinated, and I've had a few parents call and ask me, fully vaccinated means 2 weeks after your second shot, a full 2 weeks. It doesn't mean after 1 shot or the day after the second shot or the day before the second shot, 2 weeks after the second shot. So once they're fully vaccinated, if they're asymptomatic, even if they were a close contact, just like in high schools, as long as they've been fully vaccinated, then we can provide them to remain in school as long as they're asymptomatic. So that'll be great moving forward. So that's kind of a Benny for like the more people kids we can get vaccinated, the better. Because right now I have 18 kids in quarantine between exposure at home to daycare and one other situation.
And the fully vaccinated, that they won't also have to have like a negative PCR test, right? It's just if you're fully vaccinated. And
right. So it's just like our teachers, right? So pretty much every single one of the 18 kids I've been close to, but I've had my mask on the whole time. I'm asymptomatic. I'm fully vaccinated, so I don't have to quarantine. However, if I became symptomatic, I have to get a PCR. I have to stay home until I am cleared to return. So it'll be the same thing, which I think is great news.
Yeah.
So again, those are some sort of things to look medically forward to. Interim notices, teachers have to finalize those on Friday. So that's no one in the district did middle schools and high schools, but no one at the elementary level did interim notices. First marking period, their second marking period, to see how students are doing, which is important. And then it will be mandatory for grades K through 2 to take winter map assessment. And we're working as a school to determine what our thoughts are about 3 to 5. We're working as a leadership team to make a streamlined decision about grades 3 to 5. And map testing, meaning map RF, for reading and Matt P for mathematics to see how our students are making progress. And the parking lot. Today was awesome. So I've been standing in the middle of the parking lot. I come outside after I open the door, like where the sign that says no parking at any time is, but people still park there anyway and let their kids get out of the car and run across the parking lot. So I stand there, and that seemed to, I wasn't out there this afternoon, but this morning, no one dropped their kids off and had them run across. Everybody parked and escorted their kids in. And I said thank you to each and every single person and told them I appreciated all that they're doing. Because I just like we wouldn't let our kids, I don't think, run from a parking spot in Target into the Target without being escorted. We shouldn't be doing that in a parking lot at school, especially with little people. And also, as I said in my message, Optimal is there. So you've got people letting out, they were doing it too, like letting out little 3 and 4 year olds and then like catching up with them and then walking them back. And it's just not safe. I know people are in a rush. I get it. We live in a congested area, but safety first. I'd rather people be late than on time and never make it. So.
I agree. I'm glad everybody's being so cooperative about it.
Today was the first day.
Well,
but no one is. Today was the first day, and then it was perfect. But
okay.
But I will say this. No, our community's awesome. No one has yelled at me. No one has written me an Instagram. No one has, and it's always been that way. I so appreciate that because it's not like that everywhere. So I think, it's hard because some people are running late to work, and sometimes the cars are all the way down the street because we have more car riders than ever because people don't necessarily want to put their kids on the bus because of the pandemic. And so I understand it's hard, but I'd rather be safe. So I really do appreciate the change. And I'm hopeful that when I'm not moving forward, when I'm not standing in the middle of the parking lot, that it still stays that way. Once I get the signs, I'll stop standing in the middle of the parking lot.
And you said the signs are already ordered. You just have to get them in.
Yeah, I ordered like sandwich board signs, like the bigger ones. And there's like it's not plastic because that would get ruined, but it's a hard plastic, I guess, sleeve that I can put any kind of sign in. So it's reusable for anything. So I can put that, I wanted something that I can pick up every day and move because I can't, the big ones that we have that are wooden, I can't carry those.
Yeah.
So we use those, but I can also use one that says pull up here to go all the way around the circle and then put a sign at the front door. Some schools have one that says like, it's after 9 o'clock, please sign in the main office. That sort of thing. We don't have a lot of signage and to be honest, like the parking lot it's not big. It's not designed in the best way, but I have no control over that. So what I have control over is safety messaging. So I can't redesign something that was designed in the 90s, but I can help keep it safe. And I know someone said, well, if the police were here giving out tickets, I said, I'm not going to do that. If someone tries to run me over, I'm not trying to give people tickets. That's not my goal. I just want the kids to be okay.
The only thing I put on there, the academic night was which I guess was it a class that won?
Yeah, it was Miss Jubert.
Okay, great.
And we already took care, or we're taking care of it, so we don't need you to buy the popsicles or anything, Mrs. McGowan. Okay. There were 25 people who came. I wish there was more, but it's okay. I just feel like if one person shows and one person gets benefit from it, then it was worth the while to put it together. It's not about the numbers for me. It's about the impact of the people that participated. So that was good.
Yeah, I felt bad.
It was more geared towards what the parents needed based on the survey results. So I don't know that it was as fun and exciting for kids, but we gave the survey. We said, this is what parents wanted. So this is what we gave. But I'll say the game that we got to play that Mrs. Gibson shared was super fun.
Oh yeah. Talia loved that game.
That's awesome.
So the PTA doesn't need to reimburse for the prizes? Okay.
No. Okay. Thank you though. I talked with Mrs. McGowan, that's 100%. I said, give me notes tonight.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we can always spend funds elsewhere as always.
Yeah.
I think that was it. Did anybody have any questions or follow up for Mrs. Burgess before we jump around and jump back on I guess the general updates?
Can I ask you just a quick question with Ms. Burgess there concerning, and I don't know if it was sent out formally, but a letter to the staff about what the teams can buy with the money that's allotted to them. Was anything sent out formally to explain to each, to everybody what they can do or what they can use it for, or what they can do? Because I'm not sure everybody knows that each team has a certain amount of money, and you understand what I'm saying? I think people are very unclear about it, and I know at the past years, Elisa sent out messages to the teams at the very end of the year. You have $100 from PTA, or somebody has sent out, you use it by May or June, whatever. But is there something formally sent out to the team leaders about, every team has this amount of money, and
so I'm going to let Mrs. Burgess speak after, but so the PTA, like Lila, we drafted up a letter for this year that said to, I think, pre-K, kindergarten, first, second, third, fourth, fifth. I pulled and we drafted the letter that said, this is what's available. Just wanted to let you know, I don't have the letter in front of me, and we emailed it from the PTA email box to those teachers and the art team and the music team, whoever was in that. And so I think, so that's what we said, but we didn't, or actually I could probably.
Right, I remember getting something, but I think it's still very unclear. So I was wondering if there's another way of just reminding people that, and just a quick thing that you have this money available. And it could be a moot point. It could be, like, I asked a couple of people and they weren't sure. So
I can resend. If you want to send it to me, I can resend it, or I can look at it and see how we can make it more clear.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, because so far the music has been the only group that has submitted.
Yeah, I think she can. Yeah.
Right, and second grade is going to send you one because I kind of advocated for it, because I let them know that, the money was there. So yeah, if I think sometimes people have to hear it 2 and 3 times.
Okay.
Sometimes worded in a different way. That was the only thing that.
So Mrs. Burgess, so we'll email or we'll forward you what we sent, and you can take a look at it and see if the wording, if it needs to be messaged clearer than we did.
Yeah, and Ashley, in that letter, it said, where we listed all the grades and the allocated funds, it had kindergarten Thanksgiving event, so we can just go ahead and change that as to, kindergarten class in general, since that event never happened.
Yep. And we did drop a footnote about it saying, like, if it's not happening, which we heard it was, like, they can use it for other things, but we'll forward that to Mrs. Burgess. Clear. Okay, so we're jumping around a little bit. We did Mrs. Burgess with the principal's updates first. So the general updates, we're in the Seneca Valley cluster. Seneca Valley is our high school that we all go up to. So I met with them, and the only, they kind of updated their general stuff, but the only sort of relevant thing for us is there's the Handle with Care program. It's a program that's piloted in several clusters, including the Seneca Valley cluster. So it's a program where if there's a traumatic event, basically any event where the police are involved, like a fire or a car accident or domestic violence, and a child that goes to the school. So like if the child was involved in the car accident, or if a parent was in a car accident and the police know, the police notifies one specific person at the school, just letting them know about the incident so that the person at the school knows that this child should be handled with care, that something, traumatic happened. And so it's a pilot program that's going on in in the Seneca Valley cluster. So it sounds pretty cool. I found like the website with more info. I can drop that in the chat. I didn't look at it. I just like was Googling and I found the website. Sorry. It's funny things if anyone's interested. So I think that's a pretty cool program that hopefully we never ever need and kids never ever need, but you know, it's there if they do. Then the MCC-PTA, the Montgomery County Council of PTAs, I went to their, they do a monthly delegates meeting. And so some of the information from that meeting, the new ombudsman, if I'm saying it right, Ryval Fitzpatrick, he spoke at the meeting. He seems pretty great. He was an assistant ombuds in DC, but sorry, I cannot pronounce this word. It's like, before this. Ombudsman. Okay. Thank you. He has experience in special education cases. He worked as a teacher. So basically his responsibility, I think it's a board position, but he, like a Board of Education, Montgomery County Board of Education position, but he assists the community with questions, conflicts, concerns in Montgomery County Public School. He has, if you email him, he says that everybody that emails him will get a response. And then the general feedback is given to the board, but if you let him know that you don't want the board to know about your issue or about you or your child, he can make it confidential. And not every email that comes into his mailbox becomes an ombuds case. He's not an advocate, but he can help you be empowered to speak for yourself. So it's a resource that's available. And he gave us his email if anybody needs that. There. But he seemed very excited about the position. So he also said he's willing to come speak to a school at a meeting. So if we wanted him to come to a PTA meeting or something, he said he's willing to do that. Or, I mean, maybe not even a PTA, like if Mrs. Burgess, if there's anything. He said, so the issues that he's seen this year that have, come across his mailbox. He also takes calls, but I don't have his number to copy and paste. It's sort of the issues revolve about the transportation, and then the general bullying and fighting. Kind of general issues. The bullying and fighting probably, exacerbated by COVID and the distance learning. So that was that part. The next one is I'll need to vote. So there's the Montgomery County Council, the MCC-PTA standing rules. They have a draft of them, and they're asking the delegates to vote on them at the January meeting because there's no December meeting. I can drop them in the chat if anybody wants to take a look at those, and then you can let me know if you have any thoughts, because they're going to ask. As a president, I'm a delegate to the MCC-PTA, so I go and I can vote. We can also send another delegate, so if anybody is interested in being a delegate, to also attend those meetings and to vote on issues, definitely let me know, and you can do that too, but I'll drop those files a little bit later once I can figure out how to do that. The other thing, the mask mandate is being considered by the Maryland Board of Education, and I think I saw in the news they passed something, but I didn't get a chance to read the article. Basically, because the meeting was like 2 weeks ago, this MCC-PTA, the MCC-PTA sent a letter that said that they wanted the mandate to not be lifted earlier than February 28th. And then at that point, evaluating whether to maintain the mandate beyond the date, taking into account COVID case rates and the vaccination rates and availability and stuff, if my notes are correct. I think they sent a
Yeah,
lot.
I'm just honestly, I know we're recording here. I'm talking as a mom now, not as the principal.
Yeah.
That just boggles my brain. But I'm thankful to hear that they are looking at the transmission rate before they're lifting anything, and that it's February, because many students could be vaccinated by that time, so that's a plus. But
Yeah. Well, so I think
the rate is high today, so it was high yesterday too. So I
yeah.
guess for our zip code anyway.
Yeah. Well, I think so the MCCPTA was sending a letter recommending this. So I think, they don't have control over anything. They were just recommending that the Maryland board consider it. But I think, and I think the Maryland Board of Education did something today about the mask mandate. But I didn't read the article, so I don't know.
That's okay. I didn't read it either, so you're not alone.
Yeah.
I'm curious. I'm gonna have to look it up. I don't know. I haven't been sick in like 2.5 years. The last time I was sick was February of 2020, and I was really sick. And so I might wear the mask for the rest of my life.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Like normally we're getting all these winter colds or summer colds, and you're picking stuff up everywhere. And now, the masks keep you from getting COVID and all these, grubby little colds that the kids carry. So that was it from the MCCPTA meeting. The other thing, the PTA website is fixed. Carrie Paulson, who is a member of the PTA, and her kids used to go to Sally Ride, her son fixed the website because I didn't know what I was doing and nobody else knew what they're doing, and her son fixed it.
Eric.
So we're going to give him SSL hours. I just need to fill out the form and follow up with her. And he said he can keep it up to date. So if we have other things to put on there, he can do that and get more SSL hours, which is great. It's like a basic website. So apparently our website was so broken and so buggy that every time he would fix one thing, it would break something out. So he kind of scratched it and just did a brand new one. It's still the same web page. The email address, I think it's skr-pta.com. So it works. But if anybody has any thoughts on things that he can add to it or anything, just let us know and we'll have him fix it. Vice president position is still open if anybody's interested. The Spiritwear. It looks like we raised $315, which is great. It's even more than we did last year when we did this, when we did the sale. But they sometimes have supply issues. I think one order got canceled, so our amount dropped. So I don't think it's 100%. We'll know after everything's been, when they have everything and processed and everything's been shipped, and then we'll have an estimate. We'll have a solid amount. But I think the estimate's about $315. I think if there were any issues with the supply of items, you should have received an email. I know I did. I had ordered Nick a sweatshirt, and then they didn't have the size and the color I ordered, so they just switched the color. So hopefully that's all resolved. The items should be at the school right after the winter break. So when we come back in the beginning of January, the items should be there. And then I guess I can come in to distribute to teachers. I guess Mrs. Thorne, would it, I think a lot of probably staff ordered, and that's easy. We can just stick it in the mailbox or have a bag with their name on it and everybody can grab it. But if there's if 2 kids from your class ordered something, we can just label it and get it to you, and then you can get it to the kids. Is that too much of a burden on teachers, or?
No, not at all.
Okay. Because that's just what I'm thinking. I can come in, or if anybody else wants to help. I'm trying to think of how many items. I don't know. I guess we'll see how much there is and how long it'll take. And but whenever it comes in, I'm happy to go to the school and kind of label and distribute so everybody gets their stuff. The other thing, Mrs. Engel emailed that some library books need to be replaced. Some of the she said the books that the kids love are getting kind of worn, so she wants to replace them, and she was wondering if there's elastic dollars available, and there are. I wasn't able to log on to see the exact amount. I think I'm going to have Becca check, who chaired the fair and still has access to it. I think there's about a $700 in Scholastic dollars available. So does anybody have an issue with like using those for the library? I think that's like the best purpose for them. Mrs. Thorne, do you know if we usually use the Scholastic dollars for anything different?
No, I think they usually give us books for the library is what I thought.
Okay, that's it makes sense to me. I just wasn't sure if like historically it's been something different. So I think we'll just see what's there and just tell her to use it all if she needs to, or
Right.
or save some if she wants to save some. And then, and I'm going to ask Becca to double check that none of it expires, because I think we've had stuff expire in years before, because there's like some, they either categorize it as earned or rewards, and the rewards expire. And the other thing is we did send the letter to teachers about the reimbursement thing. So I'll forward that to Mrs. Burgess. I think that was it for the general updates. I'll turn it over to Lila for the treasurer's report.
Okay, hi everyone. So I don't have much to report today other than last month we had a lot of income thanks to membership. So big thanks to Mrs. Thorne and Ran for the big push with membership. We deposited around $300 last month thanks to membership. And then we also deposited a good amount, $467.17, due to thanks to our restaurant nights. So that was the first Lido's nights and the Chipotle restaurant nights. So got a good amount of money from them. And last month, the only real expenses we had were related to the fall book fair. So we had to reimburse Scholastic for their portion of our sales, which was, and for any additional supplies. So that was around $979.12. So those are really only our expenses for last month. And then just to follow up on our last meeting, we had agreed to add a new line item in our budget for the holiday read aloud. So I went ahead and did that. And the line item is for $131.55. So that was the total amount that we had spent for the hot cocoa, the goodie bags, stickers, and the Hershey Kisses that we used for the kits. And I think that is about it. Does anyone have any questions? Oh, and I'm sorry. The current balance of our bank account is $8,000 or $8,128.14. So good.
Yep. Although I think there's a few things that need to be reimbursed
Yes.
out of that. So it'll be, I think there's a few, like the hot cocoa stuff. Like, so we,
Yes.
yeah, so there's a few reimbursement things that'll come out of that.
Mm-hmm.
That we've already allocated for. So thanks, Lila. I guess, going right down the list, the membership, well, I said membership committee. I guess I've unofficially said you guys are the membership committee. So Mrs. Thorne, so thanks for doing that. We did did you want to present on this?
Sure. Just to let you know, we have 30 staff members total that they're members. The fourth grade team has 100%. So they will be getting the donuts. There's also, I don't know if you want me to share my screen if you want to go into that, but there's another group of staff members that aren't with another grade level. And I thought about maybe getting that group a box of donuts also, like Mrs. Thomas and Mrs. Burgess and the staff development teacher. But we have 30 staff members and 40 from the community, 40 parents from the community. So I thought that was really really good. What we got.
Yeah, I agree.
I think next year when we do it, we should do it from the from the get-go.
Yeah.
And the
Right.
competition obviously earlier in the year, and advertise a little bit more, and then I think we'll have a little bit more success.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. But I think this is really good for the middle of November. I'm still going to push the staff members to see if others will join. Most teams have 50 to 75% joining, so that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think if we kind of had things ready, if we had done stuff like at back to school, like that would have been great. We didn't.
Right.
But if we can get this, use what we have from this year and have momentum, right at the beginning of the school year, I agree.
Yeah, I'd like to see more parents too. I mean, some classes only have one. Most classes only have one or two, families join, so that that's kind of hard.
Yeah. Well, I think before COVID, we had like 120 members. I think I saw on a spreadsheet or something. And so I guess we're a little over half of that. But I think the not being in person kind of makes it makes it harder to get people, because I remember I signed up when I went to back to school night, I just signed up at the table and we haven't done that table at anything.
Right.
If I was thinking, we were thinking we could try to do one at the book fair, but it was just, we had never done a book fair outside. So we kind of scrapped that idea, let's just focus on the book fair. But if we want to, maybe at the spring book fair, if we do it outside, we could, now that we have, because I think it took a while to do the Google form or whatever, I think, and the website's now fixed. I think everything's good to go now. So I think we could, if we have the hard copy membership form. So I think everything's in place if we wanted to do a table and try to snag people at the spring book fair, if we wanted to. I mean, it only, I think our community is pretty engaged despite not being members of the PTA. So we just need to decide if we want to do another membership question. But thank you both for doing that. Oh, so the donuts. We'll get, you were saying 2 dozen for the 4th grade team. Is that
right? 1 dozen for the 4th grade team, and then another dozen for that whole group.
The group on the side that we didn't
right? Exactly. Yeah. And then I'll email that group personally and say that they're donuts from your group. I'd like to put a little token in everybody's box that joined the PTA.
Yeah.
But I probably won't have time to do it closer to the holidays. I thought a little bit about a little Hershey bar with a wrapper that said, "Thank you for joining the PTA." I don't know. I mean, I don't mind paying for it myself, but just putting that in everybody's box that joined PTA. It's not that many. I mean, it's only 30, staff members. So.
Yeah, I think that's a really cute idea. Well, I mean, and we wouldn't want you to have to pay for it out of pocket, but I think we've got under membership, I think there's an engagement, we have a line item that's
okay. Well, I'll see how much it costs and I'll let you know.
Okay.
But I think that would be a nice thing to do, for just put one in everybody's box that says "Thank you for joining the PTA."
Yeah.
Also, this is Mrs. Burgess. I remember before we used to have a sign that we could put up on our door that said, "I joined the PTA," and then when if it wasn't sorry, if I hadn't done it yet and I saw that caused me to be oh, I need to go. Oh my goodness, I need to go join the PTA. Sorry, I swallowed funny.
That's okay. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Another cheap idea that I do at my school for a lot of things is the $1 lottery ticket, because it's $1 for a person, and it's we're lucky that you joined us, or we're lucky to have you, those sorts of gimmicky things, and it's a really cheap way to give somebody, and then if they win $5, then they're even more excited. But just instead of a candy bar, if that's more expensive, that's something that I do a lot at my school.
So whatever you want me to do, just let me know.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, either idea sounds fine to me. I mean, if we, you could see how much like a box of the Hershey, the candy bars at like Costco would be. And if that's cheaper, maybe go that route, or if the lottery tickets are cheaper, go that. I'm not sure. I don't know. I always lose the lottery, so like I never win. So I don't. But yeah. So if you want to just check into it and then like let us know. And I'm happy to like help assemble things. Like if it's wrapping the bars or putting a note on the tickets or like whatever, I'm happy to help. But I'm not super creative, so I can follow directions. And the donuts, should I try to drop them off like tomorrow morning, like before the kids get there, right? Like that's.
I would wait until maybe Friday so I can let
Okay.
everybody know, and then I'll let them know that it's coming.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, I can do it Friday.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. And like 8 a.m. Sorry,
You don't have to. I would say 8:15, 8:30. I don't think many people don't
Okay.
get there at 8 a.m. They can.
Oh, okay. 8:15 to 8:30.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 8:30. Okay. I just have to put in my calendar. That's great. Okay. Restaurant nights. So Jersey Mike's, we made $100 from that. I think we made a little bit under, but they were like rounding up to 100, which is great. I think we've already gotten that check. Lila deposited it. Lido's, which was last week, we didn't do as well as the first one. Maybe it's because we weren't able to get the teacher orders like we did the first time. Sorry about that we weren't able to do the lunch orders. But we made $115.80 from that. So the check's going to be ready, I think either this week or next, and we'll pick that up and can deposit it. So I think we're doing pretty well. We didn't budget for, I think we're either close to or have met like what we estimated thinking we were making in restaurant nights, and we're still going to do some more in the next year, 2022. Nothing set up for obviously the rest of this year or January because of the weather, but Jamie will probably get something set up for February, and maybe if the weather gets a little bit nicer. So this is great. Moving on, the December Read Aloud the Hot Cocoa giveaway. So Mrs. Thorne, thank you so much for coordinating it. Say thank you to the interns that did the baggies. I think we gave them 2 weeks to get it done, and they got it done the first week. So that's, they were.
We're still not done. We've got 50. Oh. We've got 100 hot cocoa things left. It took a tremendous amount of time, but but we're still working. I mean, I don't know how many you gave us, but there's 100 envelopes left, and we're still going to make sure. The teachers have all picked up most of them. I'm just not sure what teachers haven't picked them up yet. So it'll be all done by Thursday, but we did some more today. It'll all be done by Thursday.
Okay. Sorry, I think I misread your email. So do you need additional help in order to get it done?
I don't know how many. Did you give us exactly enough cocoa, or was there more cocoa? Hot cocoa.
I think the hot cocoa should be 500 bags, so over the amount needed.
That's what I thought. So we'll do the rest of the volunteers come again on Thursday. I had people do it today, but we have 100. We have 100 hot cocoa left, but we'll work to finish that. But it took a tremendous amount of time. I didn't think it would take that amount of time. But yeah.
Okay. So with the amount of time it's taken to do the rest of those, do you want additional help either tomorrow? I'm just, because the event's this Thursday, and so I'd hate for them to run out of time.
We're going to get it done. If I have to take it home with me tomorrow night, I'll do it. But
okay. Well, I mean, and I'm happy to help too. I can pop into the school.
But if you have time to come in, that would be great. If not, I can get people to help me tomorrow.
Okay.
The volunteers come again on Thursday.
Okay.
Worst comes to worst, they can finish it on Thursday, but I really wanted to have it done by Wednesday. A lot of the teachers have already picked up their bags, but some haven't.
Okay. what time, like if I can come tomorrow to help do the bags, what time and like where do I,
Anytime you can.
okay, where are they? Where do you have them?
They're in the, right, they will be in the staff lounge. We were working on them this afternoon. I had my SSL kids work on them this afternoon.
Oh, okay. So I can just go into the staff lounge and start putting them together.
Right.
Sounds good. Yeah, because I'll come in around meetings. And the teachers know, like to know to send them out on Thursday.
Oh, yeah, we've sent many. I've sent many messages out that they have to send it out on Thursday. So that's
Right.
And we're putting it in our every morning. The secretary sends out a message, and she's putting that in the message every morning.
Awesome. Oh, would you be able to send an email to have them do a remind message to
Sure.
the classes?
Sure. I got it.
Okay. Let me know if you need me to type something up to copy and
Yeah,
paste.
it'll be fine. I'll send it out, and she'll send it out.
Yeah, because then that way it'll kind of remind everybody to like, hey, check your kid's backpack and then join us.
Right.
And I think I forgot to put the phone number on the flyer that I made, but I did include it in the email that went out, and it's on the Facebook page because I think there's a phone number you can call in. I've never done it, but I think you can. Actually, it looks like Mrs. Burgess is calling it
Well,
now. So yeah, so it works.
If you want something specific on the remind, then text me. Or email me if you want something specific on the remind.
Well, because I think that the phone number might get too long, but I
Right.
still think just the Zoom info. But
Okay.
Yeah, I think that should be good. So hopefully we get a lot of people. I think this was like the most attended event last year. So I'm excited to see. Oh, Mrs. Thomas said, so I think she's going to read the Polar Express, and then take a little break, and then, or like, like a 2-minute break in between. And then she got another book, I think that is about, the various holidays that are celebrated and stuff. So I think she's going to read 2 books, which is really cool. And so I don't think there's anything else we need to plan for that. I think everything's good to go. The kids, it's been messaged. Maybe we'll, Mrs. Burgess, I'll probably send an email for you to send that day that says, hey, reminder, or the flyers, just another way to remind people to let their kids attend. I think that's it on that. The holiday staff luncheon. So that's, next Friday. The Sign Up Genius went out. We weren't getting a lot of traction, but I think we got several signups since the email went out yesterday or today or whatever. So people are signing up for stuff, but there's still like a lot of things that there's still some things that are missing. So maybe we'll send another email in case anybody missed it. This is, there's still some, like reminder email. Otherwise, and then I think 1 or 2 parents have emailed saying they wanted to do a donation, so that we'll have additional funds to buy things that don't end up getting signed up for. Mrs. Burr, I guess we need some logistics. I think I said it's during the lunchtime, so it's like 11:20 to 2:10, which are the lunch periods. And the idea is the teachers just come in during their lunch periods because it's
Yep.
And
Yeah, they can come into the staff lounge during their lunch period and pick up a plate and
I think you're breaking up a little bit.
can you hear me now?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I said, they can go into the staff lounge and get their plate, and they're used to it.
Okay. And so the setup, I assume we can, because I found a previous Sign Up Genius that they had done before COVID, and I just copied it exactly.
That's wonderful.
I removed something about romaine lettuce because I think when they did it, there was an issue with romaine lettuce. They were asking, like, no.
That sounds, yeah. That's Oh my gosh, yeah.
But so I asked for volunteers like for the hour before and then the cleanup for the hour after. Since those volunteers won't be around kids, do they need to be the volunteer cleared to like come and set up and clean up, or since they won't be what?
So the only thing is who's supervising. They still need to sign into the office with their ID and so forth. But
Okay.
my only, like, if you're supervising them, it's fine. That means they have to stay under your purview while they're there.
Okay. Yeah, I think Lila and I both are going to be there that day. Lila signed. I haven't signed up, but then there's one other. So as long as Lila or I are there, like they're fine.
Yeah.
And they don't
like,
have to be volunteer cleared, like jump through all those hoops.
Yeah, and please make sure that they only use the staff bathroom next to the media center one, not
Yes.
the bathrooms by the cafeteria, because kids will be going around at lunchtime then, so that will be better.
Okay. That sounds great. So sorry, go ahead.
No, I said thanks.
So as far as dropping things off, how does this normally work, and do we need to do anything different this year? Because
Someone just needs to be there to receive the items that are being dropped off, or if it's before someone's there, then Mrs. Bandani or Mrs. Rupel can receive it. They can just buzz and hand it to someone at the door who can then bring it to the staff lounge,
okay.
which is fine.
Okay, so if Lila or I or anybody else if we're there, like we would just meet the person at the door and take it in and bring it to the staff lounge ourselves.
Exactly.
Okay. If people needed to drop off, like if somebody's donating paper towels, can they drop things off earlier than the 17th, or is that going to be an inconvenience?
Yeah, that's fine. They can.
Okay,
Yep.
so like things that don't necessarily need to be like hot or even, well, cold stuff could go right in the staff lounge fridge in advance, right?
Yep.
Okay.
As long as I would make sure you label it.
Like it's for the luncheon as opposed to.
Yes, as opposed to anybody can have it, because otherwise it'll grow legs and walk away.
Okay.
And I don't mean that teachers do it, but there's people that rent spaces at night, and yeah. So.
Okay. Makes sense. It looks like for decorating, like we had asked previously for decorations and wrapping paper. Can we put stuff on the walls to decorate? Okay.
Yep.
I'm hoping somebody, Lila, I hope you're good at decorating and stuff, because I don't know what I'm doing, but I can follow directions.
Nope, totally on it.
Okay, awesome. Because I noticed after the list before said wrapping paper that it'll be used for decoration, and I was like, wait, I don't actually know what the plan is with those, but somebody is donating them, but now I don't know what we're doing with them. So
We'll figure it out.
So I think we're good. We'll just have to keep an eye on it, and then we'll have to, if there's something missing, like if there's the main entree missing, we'll have to order it and like make sure we pick it up, because we do have funds available in the PTA budget for staff appreciation, and then we've also have two parents that have indicated they're donating for this. So we will have funds to buy something. We just need to know what to buy, and I don't know if any of these things need to be ordered in advance. Has anybody done catering platters? Like how far in advance do we need to, like if we're ordering like a platter of like meatballs or something? Does anybody? I'm hoping Jamie will be around. She's excellent at like things like this, so I'm hoping she'll be around that can kind of guide us. And
I think most restaurants are just a couple days. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I was going to ask Ashley, like, we should probably figure out a day, like a cutoff day, to where, like, if something hasn't been signed up for, then we need to plan to order it ourselves.
Yeah, I think I put on the Sign Up Genius. Not in the email, so maybe in this reminder email, we'll put it in the email. I asked for it to be signed up by the Monday, the 13th, so we had the whole week to know. But we can put that in like the reminder email, like we're asking you to sign up by Monday so that we can order whatever needs to be ordered.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll just figure out the logistics of ordering and picking up and stuff. But I'm pleased with, I was worried, right? Because when we first sent this out, Rayanne was the only one that signed up, and now we've got more, so it's good. I think that's it. So we just we can meet people, and I think that's it. Upcoming fundraiser. So Mrs. Thorne, we were thinking about doing the readathon. You were able to meet with or talk to somebody from readathon?
Yeah, so it's all very confusing.
Okay.
So I talked to the person and I said, well, I want more information. And she said, we have to sign up first before you get more information. So,
Oh.
basically I did start the sign up. What I'll do is I'm going to go through the process. When I talked to her, she said, sign up and, if you need to just cancel it, you can cancel it. It sounds really good. It's 2 weeks.
Mhm.
You get either 75% or 80%. Right now I opted for the 75% because I wanted the kids to have prizes. The prizes are ones that we choose. So if they set up a pay, and I'll get it more fleshed out after I talk to them again. But you set up a page where people can go on. The prizes are like extra recess. So they would get an extra, and I have to talk to Elise about this. But in the extra recess, anybody that has an extra recess card would go out for 20 minutes of recess on a certain day. Or another one would be maybe lunch with the principal. So those are the kind of prizes that they would get. It sounds fairly easy, but like I said, the information is not that easy to get through. But I am working on it. But what I would need for you is a date of when you want to do it, and then once I do that,
Okay.
I have another appointment set up next week to talk to the person. I've already put our name in and said that we're doing it. That we're Sally K. Rye PTA. Readathon, and so it's already been started. It can be stopped at any time, but I'm going through the process, and it sounds really good. Next time we meet, I'll be able to present it all. But I was thinking of Read Across America, the beginning of March. Do you want to do it then?
Yeah, I think as long as it doesn't conflict with anything, like I can't, I should have like the events that we proposed. Of course, like the events we propose have to change because of COVID and not being in person. So,
it can be anytime you want. Just let me know, and I will sign up those times, and then I'll get you more. It's more definite information. Like I have to put all the teachers' names in, but it sounds really good. I mean, we'll get 75% of whatever we make, and so I think it sounds good. It's just a matter of getting through all the information. It's like I said, it's not that simple to get through it.
yeah, I mean, so that amount, because I think when we did the booster-thon, it was like super fun, but I think we only got like 25% of what was raised. And so a lot was raised and we only got a small percentage. So this would be better. And I was clicking around their website and it's kind of hard to navigate, but I did find they had like a sample page where you could see how you can log and the prizes and all the things. And that was cool. It was hard to find, but like once I found it,
Right, exactly. So like I said, I do have an appointment next week to talk to the person. I'm not going to give up because the person I talked to last week, she was like, well, you just sign up and you'll get all the information. I was like, no, I want to know the information first before I sign up. So we'll get through it. But yeah, just give me a date and then I'll work on it from there. It sounds pretty, straightforward. You send out the information and then whatever we get. I think it's good.
Yeah. The only question I had, because I think there was the two options, like either they could pick from prizes, like the little trinkets that they could earn.
See, that's what I don't understand, because if you look at it, everything I read said Booster-thon or whatever it's called, or Readathon does not provide the trinkets. We would provide the trinkets.
Okay.
So what I chose was a ticket for free recess,
mm-hmm.
or for a lunch with the principal, or I think maybe the grand prize of popcorn and movie. So that's what I'm working through now. I thought too that it was the trinket things, but everything that I read when I signed up said we do not supply the prizes. So that's what I was confused on. So I'll check on all of that. So 75% so let me get more information. Like I said, I did sign up. Our name is in there, but it's just very, very confusing.
Okay. Because I think I saw that like when I was in the sample thing that there were like those little trinkets, and I know like parents hate them, but the kids love the little
Right,
trinkets.
and that's what I thought too. That's what
Yeah.
I thought too. But when I actually signed this up, that's not what it said.
Maybe it's the different levels because I know one of them we get 75 and one of them we get
No,
80.
because I clicked on the set. I clicked on both of them to like compare them, and they both said
Yeah.
Readathon does not provide the trinkets.
Okay.
So I have to talk to. I have
Okay.
an appointment next week, and I'll let you know.
That sounds good because I think I think the trinkets would be better. I mean, like I hate them personally as a parent, but like
Right, no, I agree. But
it's like and I think it'd be easier than because like say everybody does like a lot of this and like there's like 100 kids with lunch with the principal, like that would take for like
Right.
a really long time to do.
And that's
So,
what I thought. But like I said, I did everything I read when I signed this up did not have any of that. So,
okay. Well, hopefully the person you talk to next week
right.
has more information. But let me know if you want me to.
Okay. But you
Give a
need to give me a
call or-
date. So if we
Yeah.
have a date, I think we'll be good.
Yeah, so I think I like the idea of the Read Across America week. I think we just need to I can't have it. I don't have it pulled up if it conflicts with anything we've already
Okay.
said.
Well, just let me know if the first 2 weeks of March is good.
Okay. Because I think I can't recall like we'll do a spring book fair. That one will be the buy one get one. So we just we don't want them at the same time. So that's the only thing I'm thinking of. Well, I guess there's a few spring events, right? If we do a variety show and the cultural showcase and the book fair. So we just,
Right.
First
Culture
two-
Showcase is usually in May.
okay.
And I don't know, if we have to talk about the variety show because I don't know how it's going to work with the kids not having a computer at home.
Yeah.
It's going to be a little bit different.
Yeah. Well, we'll adjust. We've been flexible so far. So I think,
Do we have a date? If we're going to do the variety show, we need to put a date. I didn't even hear a date. I wasn't in on the summer meetings. It
was a little, with everybody being new, it was a little bit chaotic over the summer and trying to plan events and then not knowing if it's in person and virtual. So it was a little bit, I'll find the email of what we propose. Of course, we've already changed things around because I think we were proposing a booster-thon and we're not doing that. So I think things are already changing. So I'll find it and I can circulate it to everybody, noting that like these are the proposed things and like things have already changed and will change.
Okay, thank you.
But then I can't find it in my email right now. But
Yeah, don't worry about it. There's no big deal.
Because I think, does everybody like the idea? I like doing does everybody like the idea of doing it like the Read Across America week in the first 2 weeks of March, as long as it doesn't conflict with anything?
Or it can be the last week of February into March too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the first 2 weeks, if nothing else is planned. I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, that sounds good. So I did drop the MCC PTA docs into the chat if anybody wants to look at them and give me thoughts. You don't have to, it's just there if you want to. And then so this is recording so that Jennifer can take notes because she's not available tonight. So hi, Jennifer. And then I think she has most emails. I'm not sure how Anash. If you wanted to put your I apologize in the pronunciation, but if you wanted to put your name and email in the chat, and then I can send that to Jennifer, and then she can, when she circulates the meeting minutes, we can send them to you as well. And I think on the top of the minutes, it also says like who's in attendance. I think that's it. We've gone I think the last item on the agenda was the all other business. So is there anything that I missed or anything that anybody wants to talk about or has questions about?
Nope, nothing from me.
So we do not have a meeting in January. winter break is coming up, and then we'll come back from the break. So the next meeting will be Wednesday, February 2nd. Normally they're the first Tuesday of every month, but I think there's some reason that we didn't do the Tuesday. Oh, February, MCPS is closed on February 1st. So we'll have our meeting February 2nd. But before then, so we've got the read aloud, which is Thursday. I'll come in and help out with the baggies tomorrow, so the kids will all get their baggies to go home on Thursday. Mrs. Thomas is all ready to do that. It's the same invite. I'll send an email for Mrs. Burgess to send to the community that's like, this is tonight. Check your kid's backpack and join us.
Right, and I'll tell the teachers to send a remind through Mrs. Rupel.
Awesome. Because I think some parents like only see the remind stuff, some only see the emails. It's always like you got to do everything because some people only check one thing. That reminds me. We have a PTA remind, and there's a handful of people that have joined that. So we also need to do that, like utilize our remind as well. Sorry, I'm just writing myself notes. And then the holiday staff luncheon, we're in pretty good shape, but we need to send another email out about it. Probably one or two. Oh, Lila, we were talking about maybe doing a hard copy flyer to get people, like if they missed all the electronic stuff. So I don't.
It's going to be tight because, right, we would need to get it out this
tomorrow.
Week. Yeah.
For the stakeholders. Yeah. And I don't know. I'm not able to make a flyer, and do we think it would be too much to send home a flyer about the holiday luncheon in addition to the goodie bags? Like, it's just one more thing that the teachers have to send home. Mrs. Thorne, do you think?
I'm really conflicted because the membership got very few.
Yeah.
Parents, one probably per homeroom. So I don't know. I mean, I would be glad to help, but I'm not sure if that,
Yeah. Well, and I wouldn't want them to sign up on the paper and like send it back. Like basically it would just be a flyer that says, hey, go to this website and sign up, because I don't want to have to get the papers and like
right.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, I just don't think we have enough time.
Yeah.
I mean, we can push it on the Facebook page as well.
Yeah.
From now until like Monday.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, and it's looking like it's in pretty good shape. So I think, I think it's the main dishes. There's like, I think we asked for 9. And again, I was just using, I don't actually know the right numbers, but I was using a previous Sign Up Genius for this event. But it was like, we asked for 9 main dishes and there's 4 already filled. So like, that's good. We're almost halfway there. So we just need a few more. Meat platters, those would be perfectly easy to order. Like, I feel like the meat and cheese platters and stuff are like the easiest thing to order from.
Yeah. And like the fruit trays.
Yeah. Perfect things to order. So bags of ice, those are like, you can buy those. So we'll see. I don't know. Is anybody concerned that like we're not going to get there, or like it's going to go over our budget? I don't plan parties, so.
Let me look at our budget right now. Yeah, I mean, we have what we have allotted for staff appreciation right now is, sorry, computer's not cooperating. Give me 1 second. Oh, gosh, yeah. I think it was around 500 was allotted to staff appreciation. Yeah. And we used like a small portion of it for the like the breakfast, the staff appreciation
Oh,
breakfast,
yep.
but it was like $100 that was used
Yeah.
for that. So we still have the majority of our funds still available.
That's great.
Yeah. So I mean, I think we should be able to cover it with the amount of people that have already signed up.
Plus, if those two parents like follow through on the donations, that'll be even more money to specifically go towards this event.
Right. Yeah, but it would be good for more people to sign up for like made dishes.
Yeah, because if they do, because otherwise we could, like I was saying, like order from like Swedish meatballs from Wegman, although that's kind of an appetizer, not really a main dish, but we might be picking your brain, Mrs. Thorne, on what the teachers like to eat at these things if we have to be ordering things.
I really don't know. I'm just so torn. I'm wondering, do you have like the things from other years, like all the files from other years of PTA that they just have this on file that we could easily copy it and send it home? I mean, I know that in the past when I'm thinking of 2 years ago before COVID, when the actual paper was sent home, I know I got from my class, I got like 3, one child brought in a gift card to Giant. And so, I mean, I don't know. I know that we're pressed for time, but I don't know. I'm just trying to think of which way to help. I know in the past they've had chicken dishes and pasta dishes and things like that, but
okay. So there's like a Google Drive that has some things on there from previous years. I don't remember seeing anything specifically, but that's a good point. I'll check right now to see, because if there is something that we can just print out, then it's just a matter of like printing and putting it in.
Yeah, I'll try and do that, but I don't want to put pressure on you either, because it probably have to be done tomorrow. By tomorrow morning. I mean, by Thursday morning.
Well, okay, so if I can find something that's like already created from previous years, and I'm able to like print and everything and do the mailboxes tomorrow, I will. And if I can't, then it just won't get done. So
right. And then I'm trying to think of what else. Just I think if you have to go a little bit over budget on this and then adjust later, I think it'd be okay.
Yeah. I think the only other thing we use that staff appreciation line for is like during staff appreciation week in the spring.
Right.
I don't know what has been done previously. Like last year was weird, right? So we did the tumblers because we hadn't done any lunches or breakfast or anything. So we like just did the tumblers. So I don't know what had been done years prior for staff appreciation week and like how much money we think we need to like leave.
Right.
But if it all ends up going towards this and we have nothing left for that, then that's, then maybe we ask for more donations for the staff appreciation week in the spring.
Right. And it can, you can be something, really simple for staff appreciation, something handmade, a little card in the box, a little, thing of LifeSaver. I mean, it doesn't have to be big.
Yeah.
For staff appreciation and usually they do a luncheon too, but like I said, I wouldn't worry about it. I would just get through this event. I think you'll have plenty of money by the time spring comes around.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've been doing pretty good on what we budgeted for like the fundraising stuff. So we've, I think we're seem to be in pretty good shape. Of course, like I think the readathon is like our bigger budgeted thing, so we'll have to like really get people involved and stuff. But if people donated like that much to the booster-thon when we did it, then like
and I don't think, and I could be wrong because like I said, the information is so hard, but I don't think there's anything we have to pay. So I think everything we do is over and above. So what should be good. And it sounds like it's much better than it was, whatever, 5-6 years ago. Yeah. It sounds like it's pretty, pretty well organized. So I think it'll be good.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, I think we're doing pretty good. So I think that is it. Sorry, I lost my train of thought, but
That's
I think
okay.
that was it. I think we're doing pretty good. The few things, I've got forward the reimbursement letter, do the donuts on Friday, give you the date for the readathon, email around the proposed events, the reminder email about the read aloud and the remind message, and then the holiday staff lunch reminder. So I think everything's set up. It's just we've got to, set out the reminders and get people to
Right.
attend and participate and stuff. So it's pretty good. So this recording, you can get that to Jennifer, and then
I'll
she
send
can-
it to you, and then you can send it
Okay.
to Jennifer. It's on my computer, so I will I have to find where it saves it to, and then I'll just send the link to you.
Okay, sounds good. I think that's it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I suppose if something comes up, we'll just email like we usually do.
Thank you so much for all your hard work, everybody.
All right, thanks. And I'll
Yeah.
I'll see you tomorrow if I see you in the staff lounge. Otherwise, I'm just gonna come in. Everything's there.
Right, it'll be right on top of the file cabinets that are there, and it's all it's all ready. So
The staff lounge is the one that's got the fridge in the corner,
Right.
and the tables in the middle and stuff. So everything's in there. Okay.
Yep.
All right. That sounds good.
Thank you so
We
much.
appreciate everything you're doing.
Yes, thank you so much.
Sure. Have a good night.
You too.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.